Everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to EA Tetragrammaton, where we are playing This is turn 131. Jump into things real quick. Okay, so a bunch of different I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm starting to do a lot of things that I probably should have been doing for the last 50 turns, right? Definitely at least the last 30 to 40 turns. Things that are diversifying our threats and allowing us access to more opportunities. And hopefully those are going to go well. We're going to see good results for them. This is one of those things of, I feel like I'm gaining more experience as this game goes on. But it's the situation where we're all like at the the final scenario, so it's really hard to kind of like gain an advantage. But now that I am trying new things and etc., I feel like things are moving in a good direction. So that being said, let's jump into things. We are empowering in blood for Nazar II. Cool. We did not get. It doesn't really matter. We're already horror marked shitting back on him, but just cool. We're also empowering Death on Flame 9. Is going to allow us to make Skulls of Fire, which is good. Bunch of different spawning, Forces of Darkness, Lichcraft, Kusarikus, Corpseman Construction, Naiads. Actually, I think we need Naiads again. A spell. Naiad Warriors. Forgot to do that this turn. Tried to settle down on that a little bit, but actually, we're back up to 90. Yeah, I'm trying to recap up a little bit on that. So that's fine. A bunch of Corpseman Construction, kind of all over the place now. That's good. That's going well. Reanimations, more Oogaloos, etc. And we have some Magic Phase attacks. So we are casting Manifestations here or there. Not going crazy on them yet, but I am starting to gear up to be able to do more of them. So Manifestation. We have another Ashen Angel targeting this time a Ketasim. So not really a super valuable target, but ultimately I think going to be a good way for us to utilize Death Gems. Then we have some Magic Phase battles attacks against us. Specifically, we have one in Dwargar. And this is a painful one. Holy shit, right? So this is a Grigory that has come in on us. Azazel. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Astral 3s with Eyes of the Void and Spell Focus. Oh, and they're up against Tart 14, and it's just the land of the Soul Slays. So if we survive the first round, because Tart 14 is scripted to cast Iron Will, right? So Iron will put us up to 25 MR, which is pretty damn good in this situation. But still probably not good enough. Pretty good, though. Gives us an opportunity. But we do not make it through the first. There's just so many Soul Slays. So many Soul Slays. Even if we had made it through the Soul Slays, we probably wouldn't have made it through Azazel. Just because Azazel has such incredibly high defense, right? Very hard to get through that. And the Dawn Fang would have done a number on us. Would have killed us in just a few hits. So that was probably a lost cause from the beginning. But kind of sad that we died to the barrage of Soul Slays. But it is what it is. Okay, and then we actually get attacked in Faraway Sea by Relay. And this is like a legitimate attack. I don't know if I should be like actually concerned that Relay is going to come at us now, or if Relay's just being kind of catty and snagging underwater provinces. But there's not really much we can do against this in a province defense. Sure, we have 20 province defense here, but water elementals are the kings of underwater combat. So two casts of very high living water is more than enough to shatter this PD. Probably one cast would have done it, but it would have been dicier. Okay, so we lose the faraway sea. Then we have done a whole heaping helping of blood hunting. Very good. Gala 14 gets killed by some brass whores. Is this in... I wonder if this one... Nope. So this one hadn't had a crossbow attached yet, so it's good that we didn't lose that at least. Now we have a couple of attacks. We have battle in Goodwater, where we have taken back the PD here. It looks like he did immediately dump some PD in here in the hopes of holding on to it. But Horde of Skeletons works fairly well. Although we got a little close. Yeah, still pretty easy. Okay, we watch a vampire smack him around. We hit in Black Alps and win. We get to watch a Lich hit and win. We attack in Karnag and win. We get hit in Kamsath and lose. And this is another... Alright, we can watch this. This is... Actually, no, I take this back. This is not a Soul Slay spam. This is 2 Baals that are equipped with Flesh Eaters. So they're gonna very easily... if we had maybe like 3 or 4 Liches doing the Skeleton Swarm, this might have worked. But even then, I think it's unlikely. What it might have been able to do is it might have been able to... get the Liches to get to a point to where they're comfortable spamming Drain Life. Drain Life spam could absolutely take out a Baal or 2. But the problem, the biggest problem with these is that their protection is high enough and they cleave through the undead. But the real big thing is that they have a massive amount of reinvigoration, right? They have reinvigoration 3 on their Bless and Blood Surge, which gives reinvig 2, I believe. And then they have Boots of the Messenger, which is more reinvigoration. They have a crazy amount of reinvigoration. And I think they summon Earth Power as well. Yeah. So more reinvigoration there. 10 reinvigoration is like there's no way we're fatiguing these guys out. And that's an unfortunate problem. Because that's what this type of strategy really kind of like relies on for besting thugs, is eventually the concept that those thugs fatigue out, and then the undead can do what they do best and swarm and chip away. But with what we've got going on here, that is not going to be the case. So this is basically just like an inexorable push towards the Lich. And this is where I say, like, if we had 3 or 4 of them, it might be okay. Because, right, so we get to this stage, and the Lich starts to cast Drain Life, right? And the Drain Lives hit. If we had multiple Drain Lives going, we could potentially, like, burn down a Baal at that point. But, unfortunately, it's okay, though. No big deal. Then we attack in Modern Weald and win there. And we have a couple of events. Unrest increase in Alluvia. Lost province income in White Peaks. And a Rawhide shield gained in Tenera. Then just patrolling. Okay, so what do we got going on? Nothing crazy exciting this turn. I'll just go through all of our basic movements. We're raiding into Stone Heavens with Tart 13. I'm assuming Tart 13 and Tart 15's days are numbered. With the... They're in the Modern Weald? It was in Drogar. Oh, here. Gotcha. So... having this type of scenario, right? You know what? Well, I don't remember if there's a. I gotta be careful with manifestation because if you don't get a target, then you get got. But we wanna keep eyes on these types of opportunities. We could, depending on where they are hitting us, we can try to like manifest them, you know, to beat them. But we'll see. But seeing as he has like a goon squad like this, I'm assuming Tart 13 and Tart 15's days are numbered, which is unfortunate, but kind of is what it is. So we're gonna hit Stone Heavens. We're gonna hit Erd. We are moving into Work Inum, and then we're raiding into Halamire and Delufe. And that's kind of all our raids for right now. We've been being more reserved with our raids. We're gonna probably break that up a little bit here. Got 2 that are 22. Let's keep that guy going. Ew. Do this to me. Sure, everyone's actually set to. Yeah, gotcha. All right. We are continuing to move towards Tirnanog and Halbathria with this big group in Assad. We have made the transition so that NC-16 is actually back over into and defended. And then we are moving the rest of the units into Tirnanog. We're moving a lot of Gudus and Liches towards Halbathria and Tirnanog as well. We are reorganizing individuals over in Halbathria. We've got an Enkidu Shaman that is up at Nature 6 now. Another's that's Nature 5. We've got this Isham that's going to be our Earth guy, so he's kind of at the ready. You know what? We actually need to do another Empower. Let me look this up real quick. Again, so we have all these like potential empowers that we haven't been doing in the past, and there hasn't really been a reason for me not to do them. I've just been lazy about it. So we're gonna take someone at the top. Gudu 288 is gonna trying to decide whether or not I want to do a Gudu or whether I want to do a Sham. And Isham will give us more diverse opportunities, so we'll do that. We're gonna sorry, we're not gonna cast. We're gonna empower in blood. And so what we're looking directly for this is we have a very strong blood economy going now, and what we need to be utilizing that. Empowering in blood here is going to give us relatively easy access to things like bloodstones, right? And bloodstones are +1 earth, so very, very easily made, right? They're 15 blood and 10 earth, right? So that's pretty cheap. And that'll give us access to not have to worry so much about like, oh, this Isham's only, you know, or this Gudu's only Earth 2. Well, yeah, give him a Earth boots and blood pebble or whatever, and he's fine, you know. So we have better flexibility with our magic boosting, but we have to actually empower some people in blood primarily, and that's what we're going to be doing. So. More corpse constructions, more reanimations, more. We're actually gonna put some Kusarikus over here. We're doing more manifestation, and then we're trying to kind of like gear up for this army arriving. And we're actually already kind of growing a force here as is, right? Between the Force of Darkness summonings that we've been doing, the corpse constructions, the reanimations that we're doing, we're gonna have an army, a sizable army here sooner rather than later. Okay. Should double check. What am I looking? Looking for a spell for blood. Doesn't really matter. Okay. So we're sending Guru 292 back over here to Silverfangs with the intention of we're probably going to start empowering this Guru in blood so that we can have the blood air crosspath and potentially use that to summon storm demons. So we're already doing Forces of Darkness for our Fiends of Darkness. Those are pretty good options. Storm demons are another very powerful option. Again, this is all kind of this move towards the upkeep cost 0 kind of summoned army rather than our, 15 gold Guard armies, right? So that's part of that plan. We continue to do Forces of Darkness, Curse of Blood, Rings of the Warrior over there. You can see we have started to equip our first round of like Dragon Helmets and Rings of the Warrior. Morale 18 is a very big fucking boost. On the attack, right, this will be Morale 16 because we'll be outside of Friendly Dominion and Home Province. However, with something like Divine Blessing, this will boost back up to 17. You think about being hit with something like Curse of Blood, that'll drop us down to Morale 13. Right, Morale 13 is respectable. Of course, at that point, we're still dealing with something like Dark Skies, so that Morale 13 drops to a Morale 7. For instance, if we were attacking into Raphabolia. But, of course, we're going to try to deal with Dark Skies as best we can. But even if we can't, Morale 7 is way better than Morale... what are we looking... Actually... For this particular situation, that would be Morale 0. So that's a way better, more tenable option comparatively. So that's something to keep in mind. It's going to be difficult to gear out every single person with Dragon Helmets and Rings of the Warrior. We're probably not going to be able to do it with everyone, but we don't need to do it with everyone. We don't need to do it with like our liches. We don't really need to do it with like our flame spirits, those types of things. It's really just mostly our gurus and then our ishibs, right? I guess maybe like our Enkidu shamans as well. So we've got a lot of people that will want to outfit with that conceptually, but again, it's not the only thing that we're going to be trying to do. And even if it comes down to it, right, we would rather do it than not. I need to do another one, actually. Okay. What else movement-wise? Not really a lot else movement-wise over there. We're moving more liches to Olentova. That whole scenario, moving sea sorks and lizard shamans to we're moving an elder group with some thralls up towards Tenera in preparation of Kun Aral no longer being a suitable blood hunting location. I'm also looking into the opportunity to start up another blood hunting operation somewhere else in the near future. Maybe in Nyota. We already have a lab here, right? And this has an enchantment bonus. I don't think we're doing anything enchantment, though. What is Naiads? I have all these things where I should have been taking advantage of a lot of different things for a very long time. So, yeah, no, Naiads is Conjuration. Really have anything enchantment-wise that we're doing. I should remember that for Gift of Health, though. Don't we have another place? Yeah, this place has an enchantment bonus. I probably need to get a fort down on Tyrannia. Like, this is honestly a location that should be forted anyways. Considering there's a fort here, All right. Anyways, our fucking we have so many candles in glistening dew. Like holy shit. We have so many candles in a lot of this. We have candles on a throne. Does he have that throne capped? Yeah, he does. We have candles on a throne. That's hilarious. That's how much our Dom is pushing. If we get more thrones, our Dom push is actually pretty intense right now. If we can cap some of these Western thrones, man, we're gonna be doing pretty good. Even if we don't, like, I think the slow push that we've been doing with more temples, we have 44 spread chance. We have 32 temples. That's pretty good, honestly. So I think this slow push to like more infrastructure is probably going to be a good thing. I think next turn or two we absolutely need to look at dropping a fort on Tyrannia. Going from there. Okay, other things that we are doing. Magic item wise, we've been looking to cut all of our supply. We're at minus 34, minus 99, minus 22 here, minus 132 there. I think we're going to be good when this army actually like joins together. We're going to start funneling, by the way, our Fiends of Darkness over towards Halbathria and use Halbathria as staging grounds. Probably every turn what we'll do is we'll send some send a Vampire Lord with a flock of Fiends of Darkness over there, and if we get to the point to where we're doing Storm Demons every turn as well, we'll be sending them as well. So I think, you know, shockingly, or at least I think it's kind of shocking, Storm Demons don't have Storm immunity or fly during Storm or whatever it's called, which I think is kind of dumb. But that being said, even if they don't, Storm Demons are still pretty freaking strong. I think they're better than Fiends of Darkness, generally speaking. Yeah, so we're gonna look into putting them to work as well. I'm not sure that our blood income is going to be good enough to do a Forces of Darkness, a Curse of Blood, a Infernal. I think it's called Infernal Tempest for the Storm Demons, etc. But it should be pretty good. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, this guy doesn't need that anymore. Trying to keep good track of our boosters because they're actually coming in pretty important right now. So we're continuing on that front. Over here, oh, this is just an NC moving into Kailasa. We're again slowly but surely building back up these armies. The army itself is, or the size of the force is okay, but we don't really have, like, we don't have a demon summoner down here. We don't have a reanimator down here. We don't have a this guy. Why is this guy researching the freaking hammer? I need to like do a cleanse. He's gonna actually probably do an amulet of death. I was just saying we don't have a reanimator down here. I gotta watch out for my death gems, though. I've been really heavy on my death gems here lately. So we're gonna have to be careful with that. Some Kusarikus down here would probably be a good idea. Let's do that. All right. That continues, that's all good. I don't know, again, I don't honestly know if Relay is intending on attacking us. For example, right, like if we take a look, Relay hasn't done anything on this turn. That doesn't mean that they won't, right? But it's this kind of scenario. I think Relay's just being cheeky, just being like, oh look, the seas are mine. Here, I'll take that, you know? And if that's the case, whatever. I'm not gonna bellyache. I'm not gonna bitch over it, right? I would prefer to have these, you know. But whatever. So I think otherwise it's just back to what are we doing as far as like forging and all of that type of stuff. So I don't think there's anything super unique that we're forging this turn. More dragon helmets, more endless bags of wine, more eyes of aiming. We are doing we're doing Blood Feast this turn with Nazar II. We had to put a Brazen Vessel and a Robe of the Magi on him in order to be able to boost past the mute, unfortunately. But the hope is that he is going to be able to successfully feast these afflictions away, which will be good. And after that, right, like, it doesn't matter if our god dies. He doesn't lose. He doesn't lose paths. So he's always going to have that ability to kind of like come in and feast those away relatively easily, right? So that's pretty cool. That's something that we probably should have done a while ago. Hopefully, it's the effective response. Doing more things like Earth Boots. More Lichcraft, more Kusarikus, or Demon Banes to kind of kit out the group, right? More Dragon Helmets, more Oogaloos. We don't have enough Oogaloos. We're doing Oogaloos here in but we're also doing one over in Pangea. Probably going to do the next couple turns, going to do 1 or 2 Oogaloos and get some, because we have none in Kailasa, and we want 2 with every army, basically. Doing Skulls of Fire. We're going to get a couple of Skulls of Fire. I would say our goal is going to be to have 4 sets of Flame Helmets and Skulls of Fire. So that's going to be a little rough on our Fire Gems, especially while we're doing Dragon Helmets. It's a little, but we have enough of an income, right, to the point to where we can just be like, all right, don't do anything for 2 turns, and then we actually have some more gems, right? That's we're kind of at that point where we have that for most of our gems. I would say fire, earth, and astral are the least that we can do that with. Someone written, it's over here in Operi, isn't it? Yeah. So I want to keep making sure that we're popping out some Enkidu Shamans. We're still trying to go light on our nature gems. Don't want to lose too many nature gems so that we can have a very big fat gift of health overcast. And I think that's pretty much it, honestly. Yeah, seems like that's probably about it. Another winged helmet. Again, so this Oogaloo is basically just every turn either a winged helmet or a bag of winds in order to make it to where we have multiple Oogaloos that are Air 5. You know what? I haven't seen a single Queen of Elemental Air. I should probably just cast Queens of Elemental Air and see if they're up. I think Lanka had them, but I don't know if they're alive anymore. And I don't know... I don't know if that's worthwhile for me to try that. Maybe it is. I mean, we have 50 per turn, so if we don't... Well, we're definitely not going to do it this turn. Maybe we do it next turn. We'll see. Okay? We shall see. So. I think that's about it. What's our next big objective to kind of like talk about? So obviously we're doing this whole gearing up towards dragon helmets and rings of the warrior so we can try to resist dark skies. Putting up our own dark skies is going to be very hard. That's going to be very difficult. But dispelling dark skies is definitely possible, I think. I don't think that Dark Skies probably went up with too many gems. Oh, I say that. You know what? I should message Relay and ask how many points they had into their Ghost Ship Armada. And see if I can't get an idea of... Because if Relay is like, yeah, my Ghost Ship Armada had 500 water gems into it, then I'll be like, okay. We're definitely not gonna dispel Dark Skies. But if Relay is like, yeah, our Ghost Ship Armada only had like 50 gems in it, you know, then I could, you know, feasibly look into taking down Dark Skies. And obviously our goal is to attempt to overcast Gift of Health with basically a max cast. I think that's legitimately going to be our goal. We're gonna probably here in another, maybe another turn. Maybe we're there. This might be the last turn. I was super worried about the supply usage, but I think we're basically there, where we don't really need more endless bags of wine, right? Like the only places that are in danger supply usage wise are our our blood hunting locations. I don't really care that much. So I think we're about to that point, which means that we're not really forging or ritually casting using nature gems for almost anything else. So 10 turns at 49. I don't know why we're at 49. I guess there was one of these provinces that we've lost recently was like the 50th. But just us, saying being at 50, right? 5 turns at 50 is 250 gems. Like we can take 10 turns and we can basically be at 1,000 gems. And you can't really cast more than, like, we can get our god up to nature 10 and do a cast of Gift of Health like that. And in theory, the hope being, right, that it's just like, okay, that's never being taken away. I say that. I say it, but I don't say it with confidence. I hate it. I mean, I especially hate it because, it's the concept of doing it on our god, right? Like, doing it on someone else, I think, like, take, for example, we have this Enkidu Shaman over here that's nature 6. Can we even get him higher? Yeah, we can. Absolutely, we can get him higher. So, like, if we took an Enkidu Shaman that rolled well, do we have one? Our Mother Oak caster is one, isn't he? Yeah. He's a nature 4, so we can Moonvine Bracelets, we can Staff of the Tree Lords, because that's a +2. And then we can put the robe on, and that's a nature 8 mage. That's still only 8, though. Our god starts at 8. That's the difficulty. But our god could get soul slayed by a Doom Horror at any time, is also the issue. So, is there... I mean, I know there are other boosters, but I don't know if there's an easy booster for us to accomplish nature-wise. So, we've got Moonlight Bracelets. Those are easy. We can do Tree Lord Staves. Those are easy. We can do... The Tome of Gaia has already been grabbed, right? Like a Ring of Sorcery is pretty easy to do. That would put us up to 9. And then there's actually Armor of the Twisting Thorns, which is... I mean, that's interchangeable with the Robe of the Magi. So I think booster-wise, the best we can do without a unique, and that would either have to be the Atlas of Creation. No, that would even be with a unique. Yeah, so it wouldn't matter. Because a Ring of Sorcery is just going to be a miscellaneous plot. So, yeah, the best we could boost something like an Esham with 4 is is 9. So we would have to have an Enkidu Shaman. If we wanted to get 10, we would either have to empower, or we would have to have an Enkidu Shaman that had rolled double nature. No, that is a base of 5. And that's, I don't think we've seen a single one of those. That's super rare. Because we've gotten some 4s, right? 4s are very strong, but they're, we have them. Do we have? That's another 4. I don't think we've seen 5. You know what? We could try to grab a Tree Lord. No, I'm sitting here going, we could try to grab a Tree Lord. Why do you? They don't have the slots. I don't think that there's going to be a better option than what we're thinking about here with the Enkidu Shaman. So either we get lucky in the next couple turns while we're saving up nature gems, and we get a Enkidu Shaman that pops as a nature 5, or we're either gonna have to empower, or we're gonna have to go at nature 9, or we're gonna have to risk it on our god. Either way, though, I think that is the next big step, is stealing Gift of Health. In the meantime, we're going to continue to build up morale-resistant forces. We're going to actually... this is another thing. I don't think I talked about this, but... doing that. Am I not doing that? Pretty sure I was. I'd reset. This crazy? I think I'm going crazy, y'all. I guess I decided not to do that this turn. So I think one of the things that I'm considering doing in the near future is producing a couple more Skull Staffs so that I can cast more manifestations. Basically, use manifestations to pester Hinam, because we know part of his big power against us is these massive mage cores of Horite Shamans and Amis and Achas, etc. And all of those are really good targets for our manifestations, for the Ashen Angels. So I think, generally speaking, that's going to be a good use for it. But again, we have to be careful of how many death gems we're burning through, because death, I think, is having so many liches is still a pretty big strength for us. I'm also considering, right, like, we've got all of these reanimations going now. I'm not sure that they're really super useful. I don't know, I think as far as chaff goes, with Gift of Health up, skeletons are really good. But from a different standpoint, like, I was thinking maybe actually trying to pull back and then just doing the occasional, like, legions of whites. Whites are actually, like, really strong. They have really good weapon attacks. But also, I want to say their armor is very nice. I want to say it's close to, like, let's just look it up. Why am I spitballing? We got it right here. So whites have 19 protection. But that's almost entirely from their armor. They have very good armor. Chainmail hauberk, full helmets, a good shield, right? Very good armor. And they have a Bane Blade, and it hits pretty hard and has decay on it. They also take buffs well, right? So if you put Rush of Strength on them, they hit really hard. If you put Army of Gold on them, they have really high freaking protection. They have base 17 morale, so that's pretty damn good, right? So it's a situation where I think maybe at this point in the game it might be worthwhile to do more of a quality than a quantity situation. I don't know that I'm ready to pull the trigger on that yet, though. We'll have to see. I didn't realize this was an option. This should be something pretty easy for us to achieve. Fields of the Dead. Recently killed soldiers reawaken and do battle, or bodies pull out. We should probably be looking to put this type of thing into our words are hard, into our army. And that's actually really not hard to do, because we can just put a skull staff on a lich and then empower a lich in earth once and then put boots on them. I'm actually like inclined to do that because we're doing pretty good on earth. So if we empower earth, that's 50, and that costs a lot, right? But I think that's pretty cool. All right. I've been spitballing. I've been trying to spend more time on this game. I keep going through lulls on this game where I'm really, really interested in it, and then other periods where I'm like, oh my god, this is such a drag. But I'm having fun with the game, and I'm still learning a lot about the game from playing this particular game. So I want to stick with it and try to, I'm trying to have an upswing moment where I spend more time and I focus on it more. Because when I do that, I learn more things. I think we've got some good opportunities here. Another thing I want to look into is start looking into Astral. I need to experiment with wishing, honestly. And yeah, pretty good. All right, that's going to be it for the turn. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye, everybody.